Hey everyone, and welcome to a new chart with 20 of the best arcade games from the 90s. Let's begin!
And we start this list with Immerse from Capcom. This is shoot 'em up, but you don't control a ship as usually. In this game, most of the time you control a soldier that sometimes can ride a vehicle, a jeep stolen to the enemies. The screen on this game was in a vertical position, very usual in shoot 'em up games. At the end of each stage, you have to defeat a super-sized boss. The first one is the famous Harrier jet sure you have seen before. In this game, the Marvel characters join to Capcom characters in a fighting game. There are many fighting games that fusions different characters, but the interesting thing in this case is the characters from Capcom are not only from fighting games. This makes possible a combat between Mega Man versus War Machine, for example. This is a very spectacular game with huge sprites and many characters with combos to learn. Killer Instinct is a 2D fighting from Rare that got an outstanding look thanks of using 3D pre-rendered sprites. Graphic was its strong point, but it also had a very fun gameplay, focused on combos and with some finished moves, and a very well-chosen music. My first contact with the Moonwalker games was the Genesis's one. Later I saw the Moonwalker's arcade version, and what a difference. This is a beat 'em up with isometric graphics and a super fun 2-player mode. Special mention to music obviously. The King of Dragons is a beat 'em up from Capcom with a twist on the ambientation. All is set in a fantasy world. You will find knights, dwarfs, wizards or swords, and a super fun 3-player mode. Magic Sword is another beat 'em up with a fantasy world ambientation, but the gameplay is different. In this game you have more platform and hack and slash gameplay, with many things in common with Black Tiger. This is a beat 'em up game from Konami where you can play as Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, or Dazzler, mutants members of X-Men. This game can be played by 6 players simultaneously. Because of this, the arcade cabinet was very, very big. Another Capcom arcade game based on Marvel creations. This time is a beat 'em up of the Punisher comic. In this game you can hit enemies punching or kicking them or using weapons, including pistols or rifles. It's also possible to play 2 players cooperative. One will play as Frank Castle and the another will be Nick Fury from S.H.I.E.L.D., the comic version of the character. Mortal Kombat is a fighting game that introduced some new features when it came out. In the graphics section, introduced the real image captured sprites for the fighters and related with gameplay. This was the first time we could make fatalities to our rivals when they were knocked out. That was an extremely violent final attack to finish the fight.
Scorpion win.
Sunset Riders from Konami is an action platform shooting game. It's located on the Wild West and is possible to play as 4 characters, Steve, Bob, Billy, or Cormano. Each one has different fire weapons, changing slightly the gameplay. Bust a Move or Puzzle Bobble from Taito is a puzzle game starred by the dragons from Bubble Bobble. In this game you have to shoot colored bubbles from the bottom of the screen and match colors to explode them.
Are you enjoying the video? If you do, please give us a like or dislike. I'll appreciate if you leave a comment below telling me something about these games. And if you want, you can subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive a notification and don't miss any of my videos. Huge thanks, folks!
Sir Lancelot, Sir Percival, and King Arthur are the Knights of the Round. Capcom bring to arcade a fantasy beat 'em up with good graphics and 3 players cooperative just like the King of Dragons, but introduces new features, being 2 of the specially interesting. One is, it's possible to parry enemy attacks, making combats more strategic, and the other feature is related with the capability of improved player skills, like attack, speed, weapons, or armor, while gaining experience or gold. Fighting game plus huge sprites plus zoom equals to SNK. Art of Fighting is a very demanding fighting game where you have to manage your strength spent to perform special attacks, taking into account that to recover it you'll get exposed to enemy attacks. Great game, but I prefer characters from Fatal Fury.
Round 2, fight!
Sega didn't make so many beat 'em up arcades in the 90s. One of was this Alien Storm. You have 3 characters to play with and end with the alien invasion. The twist in this game can be found on bonus stages that changes completely the gameplay. We changed the camera to first person, and aiming directly with the crosshair we have to shoot our laser weapons. Hey, hold on. How many beat 'em up arcades mod of Capcom? Well, it's clear there was a winning genre in arcades. Captain Commando is set in the future, and you have 4 different characters to play with: Captain Commando, Mummy, Ninja, and Baby. The last one is my preferred cause, so you can ride a mecha. There was a version for the Nintendo SNES that cost an arm and a leg today. I usually don't play shoot 'em up games, but actually there are many amazing games of this genre on arcade. Carrier Air Wing is a typical shoot 'em up. In my opinion, the different thing on this game is its ambientation on some sort of a conflict at present time with some science fiction touches. Because of this, the combat jets you can choose are real, such as F-18 Hornet. Based on the sequel of the most famous Xenomorphs film, Konami made Aliens. A side-scrolling shooter where you have to rescue all the survivors you find and exterminate all the aliens. In this case, this beat 'em up, based on Marvel characters, is work of Data East. You can play as the Captain America or 3 of the Avengers, Iron Man, Hawkeye, or Vision, in order to defeat Red Skull. When this arcade game came out in 1991, still there were no MCU films, so all the designs are based on the comics. As I said before, Sega didn't make many beat 'em up arcade games in the 90s, but this one will catch your attention for sure. In Arabian Fight, you'll find a beat 'em up that uses some graphic effects, like sprite scaling, to give a strong depth sensation. This added to a well-animated and huge sprites make it look like ahead of its time. "19XX: The War Against Destiny" is a Capcom shoot 'em up part of the famous saga of games. Unlike other games, this one is not set on the World War II, but you'll find all the features in common with the rest of the saga: power-ups, final bosses, etc. There are 3 different planes to choose with their own weapons and statistics.
Thanks for reaching this point of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you on the next one that will upload very soon. Until that, hear you another video I think you will like. See ya, folks!